In-person meeting planning can be a lot to manage, but that's where Troop Planner comes in. From organizing an executive offsite, department meeting, or team retreat, Troop Planner is built to make life easier for busy assistants like you. Troop keeps it simple, fast, and organized. From choosing the perfect location to managing budgets, coordinating travel, and tracking attendee details, Troop brings everything together in one easy-to-use platform so you can save time and focus on what matters most. Visit leaderassistant.com/troop to learn more.
My name is Natalia Fedotkina. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. John F. Kennedy.
The Leader Assistant podcast exists to encourage and challenge assistants to become confident, game-changing leader assistants.
Hey friends, welcome to the Leader Assistant Podcast. It's your host, Jeremy Burrows, and I'm very excited to have you listening in today, whether you are on your commute to work, or you're on the treadmill, or you're doing dishes, or you're out going for a walk in your neighborhood. Whatever you're doing right now, thanks for tuning in to the podcast. Appreciate your support. Thanks for listening. And we're excited to jump in and have a fun conversation with my new friend, Natalia Fedotkina. Natalia, welcome to the show.
Hello, Jeremy, and thank you for inviting me. I've been waiting for this moment for several years, to be honest. So a few words about myself. My name is Natalia, and I'm from Siberia. I was born nearby the famous Baikal Lake and spent my childhood in the forest. When I was a teenager and started thinking about my profession, one day a girl from US entered my classroom. She was sent to our village to teach English, and she was definitely shocked by the Russian reality and didn't speak any Russian at all. So we helped her to settle up, and I immediately decided that I want to be a translator to understand other languages and other cultures. Back in 1990s, we moved to Siberia, and I went to university. It might be interesting because it took me 2.5 days to travel from my university to my hometown. And I do not mention plane tickets because neither my fellow students nor myself could afford to buy a plane ticket those days. So, and after my graduation, I had a chance to travel to US. This is what actually changed my life because I met so many girls from other countries, and I worked for Girl Scouts in Oklahoma and Michigan, and I traveled to New York and Boston, and Traverse City, Michigan is where I spent my most time. So this trip actually changed my life because I changed personally, I changed professionally, I improved my English, and it gave me the confidence to move to Moscow. From Siberia to Moscow, it's again 4 hours by plane. It's totally different environment. It's totally different city. Moscow is 20 million citizens right now. But it was a great move because, as I like to say, both my husband and myself managed to triple our salaries. This is what happened when you come to Moscow one day. So I've been living in Moscow for 20 years. I'm an executive assistant to senior vice president. I'm a simultaneous translator. I publish my articles, and I speak at conferences not only in Russia, but abroad. In 2019, I visited London to attend Executive Secretary Live, where I met Lucy Brazier and Diana Brandel and Libby Moore. And this actually event inspired me in such a way that I returned to Moscow and started my own network.
Nice.
Yeah. So here I am. So what I basically do, I'm just looking around the world, picking up the best knowledges and tips and trends and bringing them to Moscow.
Love it.
And yeah, and during one of the conferences, a girl was watching me and I was giving a talk about networking. And now she's running the associations for assistants. Her name is Anna. We are friends. So this is basically, and about my family. Of course, I'm a mom of two sons, 15 and 18 years old. And this year they're graduating. The younger son will go to the college and the older son will go to the university. So this is quite a challenge for a mom.
Wow, two boys, 15 and 18. My boys are 11 and 13. So I got a few years to catch up to you.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great background. Thanks for sharing. Love Diana and Lucy and Libby. They've all been on the podcast at some point or another. And yeah, it's so great for you to share your story. Tell us a little bit about maybe one thing that you like to do when you're not working or not translating.
Yeah, of course, this is learning. I'm a little bit obsessed with getting new knowledge, and I always promote this idea that we should learn every day everything new. And I remember when I had a doubts actually whether I should develop as an assistant or I should go to another field, and I took a course in marketing. There were times when I decided I might be full-time interpreter, and I took a course in simultaneous interpretation. But most importantly, I liked the webinars for assistants, and because I could apply them in my daily life. And right now, of course, for a couple of years, we are obsessed with artificial intelligence learning. And in case of Russia, we have a specific because most foreign applications and software cannot be opened from Russian phones. And you should download VPN and you should bypass the systems. And for example, Jeremy, imagine one day we were told at work that let's imagine that tomorrow you will not have access to Microsoft Office. Like, how come? How can I live without Excel? But it was a real topic of the meeting. Like, can we think about other systems? And if you work for a bank institution or government institution, they have their own applications for chatting, for exchanging emails,
Right.
and the topic of cybersecurity and data protection comes along with the artificial learning new tools. I mean, of course, I will learn new tools, but where I will apply them, how I will apply them. But still, the economy is developing so well, especially in Moscow, that you can pick up the employer, pick up the company, go get new knowledge, and surprisingly, but most knowledge can be get for free.
Yeah. So you like learning, huh?
Because Jeremy, for a girl which is from remote area, it was actually the only way to grow.
Hmm.
I remember when I learned English, we didn't have internet, and I had to email my homework to my teacher and wait while she sends a reply to me via snail mail. Like, imagine from Moscow to Vladivostok, it's it's like 2 weeks to wait when your home task is checked.
Wow.
It was really a long time ago. Now of course, it's faster.
Awesome. And what do you what are you passionate about when it comes to like you're writing your blog for assistance, you're networking, and what are some of the topics you like to write about or that you have written about for assistance in your blog?
Yeah, usually, like my blog is about helping a newcomer, helping junior assistants to grow. And I really like to pass my knowledge to to those assistants who just start. Because I remember my first years in Moscow where we had no network and how hard it was to find the right employer or the right advice. And my best advisor was my best friend, actually. And that was her who helped me to settle in the profession until I found the Facebook and executive support, executive secretary life, executive support magazine, where I took all the resources. Of course, my other topic is resilience and managing stress, because when it comes to our daily life, this is what we talk a lot about in our conferences. And you might be surprised, but in some companies, they have like psychological support for the group of assistants. So it's not individual consultations. It's like they take group of assistants, put them in the class, and work on their stress management skills. Interesting, so I developed this topic. And of course, I'm not very advanced in artificial intelligence, but I have my friend who is running a blog, which is only about tools and AI. So a
Nice.
kind of exchanging our knowledge.
What are your number one or two tips for stress management for yourself? Like, how do you manage your stress?
The first advice will be to develop the exercises, the tips only for yourself to manage the stress right in the moment when it happens. Like you can jump, you can yell, you can listen to the music. You will go around the office for 1 hour to vent your emotions, but it should be your own way to manage the stress exactly in the moment when it happened. And in the long term, of course, it's again the system of tools which suits you personally. For example, for one person it can be sport. For another person it could be long hours of hiking in the forest. Just listen to yourself and listen to your body and make sure that this is your way to cope the stress. Speaking about myself, it's hiking. I like to hike in the park, which like across my apartment, and it's music. And I have different kind of music for different kind of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course it's experience. The more stressful situations you come through, more resilient you become.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Any tips on like, well, actually, I'm gonna take that back. What's been your favorite part about being an assistant over the years? What's your favorite part about the job?
It's supporting the leadership teams, having the vision of the company together with my leadership teams, being present at all the meetings where you can watch how the solution was born, how they managed the hardships and headwinds, and how they transform the companies. This is very interesting to watch, actually. And of course, while I watch, I learn. I told to my general manager that my boss that one day I thought that I could become a GM because I've been learning for 7 years from you. I've been watching you. But my best friend told me, that usually a mistake to think like this because you were born to be an assistant and he was born to be a GM. And we had a nice conversations, just exchanged our views. But it's definitely so. I like it a lot.
Nice. What would you what would you say is your least favorite part of the job? The ping pong back and forth game of manually scheduling meetings is unnecessary and inefficient in today's automated world. It's time to embrace calendar automation for increased productivity and capacity. You Can Book Me by Capacity is my favorite automated booking solution. It's a game changer for me and my executive. You can manage scheduling for your entire executive team, send automated reminders, add buffer time between appointments, and much more. You Can Book Me integrates with your existing Microsoft and Google calendars so you can add automation without disrupting your current workflow. Go to leaderassistant.com/calendar to learn more and sign up for a free trial of this powerful scheduling automation tool. That's leaderassistant.com/calendar.
The least favorite part of the job. Let's say about, of course, it's uncertainty. Or when you work for the uh, for the boss who manages hundreds, thousands of people, uh, you might be put in the situations where you have not enough information to make a decision or not enough time. But people expect from you the answer, and you should risk whether you should respond on yourself or you should go to a boss, but you can't reach the boss. And if you do not build the system, do not build the, I would say the processes in your company, it might be hectic, and and you know that it's also hard when you know that people are watching you. Like when I walk through the office, everyone knows my name, everyone says hi, and I've been with my company for 11 years. I watched the kids of my coworkers to grow, and sometimes it took me 1 hour to go through the office because I stopped by with chats and like, oh my God, I should back to work, go back to my work because it's, but when I communicate with people, with all company, I, I got so many interesting information, and some of this information I share with my boss, some of information I do not share. This is also interesting how you decide, because you know that assistants are the glue between the management and the coworkers and the teams and the departments. So I don't know whether I like this part or not, but it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard to navigate for sure. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. I'm kind of curious, whatever you're comfortable with as far as the translating, I can barely keep up with English. People say, oh, I speak two languages, three languages, whatever. I'm like, I barely speak one language. But I'm curious if you'd be interested in, so you speak two languages, or do you speak more than
Too.
more than two? Two?
Yeah.
So I would love to hear if you'd be open to it. Maybe you saying something to assistant. You speak Russian, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I would love if you could just share a couple sentences of inspiration to the assistants of the world who are listening, who also speak Russian. I would love it if you could share in Russian, if you're up for it. Just say a couple of words of encouragement to them. How do you are you up for that? In their own language?
Okay. Okay, in my own language, I guess I would say никогда не останавливайтесь. That means never stop yourself from doing something. If you decide to do something, just go ahead. Just ask. Just look for the way to do it. Just never stop yourself from what you dream about, from what you're passionate about, because there is always be a way to implement it in life.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
And you mentioned the English language and simultaneous interpretation. And I should say, Jeremy, when it's actually a very similar profession. When you are a translator, you have to be fast, you have to grasp information, and you have to learn. Because today you can interpret the medicine topic, tomorrow you can interpret the fashion show. And I love my translator friends because they have such a they are the best the best source of information for me. I can ask them anything.
Yeah.
In my case, I was afraid to become a freelance simultaneous interpreter. I was really afraid not to get my salary every month, but to get the salary for each project. So I decided to be assistant/translator. So if my boss invites me for a meeting to translate, I can do that. But if the company invites me for a conference to translate for several days, I will die from the stress. Because you have to be fast. It's like it's always stress. But it's if you like it, I just like how the English language sounds. If I hear somebody speak English in the streets, I will come to this person and ask him where you're from.
That's great. Great. Well, thanks again for being on the show and sharing a little bit of your journey and your story. And thanks for reaching out to me back. I don't remember when you first reached out, but thanks for reaching out nonetheless. And I appreciate you and your passion for assistance of the world and assistance for in your community. And yeah, I would love to stay connected, of course. And is there anywhere people can reach out to you, or is it kind of tough to share your online connections these days?
It's usually Facebook. I'm not.
Okay.
I do not quite often visit at LinkedIn, but Facebook is the easiest way to reach me.
Okay, sounds good.
Both professionally and personally, for any advice, because we are developing connections with other countries, and my advice to the assistance communities would be to develop adaptability, flexibility, mindfulness, and resilience, because I think this is what helps us to beat the stress every day and to grow. Of course, develop positive thinking and stay on the bright side no matter what is your day. And just make sure you're connected to other assistants, to other people. Make sure you have a buddy at work, in life, who can support you. And of course, learn new things every day.
Awesome. That's well said. Thanks for wrapping it up in such an inspirational way. I appreciate it. Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better myself. And it's been a joy speaking with you. And thank you everyone again for listening. You can check out the show notes for this episode at leaderassistant.com/324. leaderassistant.com/324. And yeah, thanks again, Natalia. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeremy, for inviting me. Thanks again for what you are doing for the assistants, and I hope we'll see each other one day in person.
Sounds great.
Please review on Apple Podcasts. GoBulls.com.
Hey friends, my best-selling book, The Leader Assistant, has a companion study and discussion guide to go along with it. It's called The Leader Assistant Workbook. Now, you can buy the Kindle ebook version of the Leader Assistant Workbook on Amazon, or you can go to leaderassistantbook.com and get a printable PDF version of the workbook. This version has all the space and margin in between the questions that you can write your own answers and take notes with. So it's a great way to print it out and keep track of your discussion and study guide notes. Again, go to leaderassistantbook.com and click on Workbook to check out the Leader Assistant Workbook.